Yo, what is good, y'all? Let me make sure. Maybe it's your boy, MK Salsa Gang in this motherfucker. And, we'll be react to the end of EDP445. Honestly, I ain't know this nigga into the allegations and stuff. Well, not allegations, I think it was pigment. But yeah. So, and everybody's talking about it today, so I'm gonna see what's going on. Shout out to my boy Agent and Legend of Winner in their playback channel. Make sure y'all.
If you only list your vacation home on Airbnb, you might attract someone looking for a queen.
Welcome back, play
Yeah, because I couldn't find it, like an original video.
back, bro. I found the most miserable person on the planet. I've never seen someone canceled to this level. And
Yeah,
the well-known Geppetto, EDP445, yo, he's living a miserable life right now. I watched this video that updated me on what he's been up to, and it gets sadder the more you watch.
EDP445 has been fired from 3 different jobs over the last couple of weeks as a result of people exposing his employment.
Nah, hold on, pause. Applying to Chuck E. Cheese is crazy.
It's crazy.
That's crazy considering why he's applying.
That's crazy. Also,
Yeah, because,
getting
like,
fired from a few jobs within a couple
issue.
of weeks' time,
It's crazy.
bro, you barely getting a check. Before your first paycheck come in, you're like, nah, dog. Get out of here.
He's apparently completely out of money and as a result has been evicted from a few different properties and is now living out of a suitcase in a couple of unconventional crappy locations. However, the craziest update in the EDP445 tragedy is that only 3 weeks ago, according to one of his former YouTube buddies by the name of Felipe, the big man himself has actually been put behind bars.
This is the Henderson, Nevada Detention Center. Inmate Brian Moreland would like to receive the call, and I said yes.
Things have gotten so bad for EDP that right now as we speak, he's applying to have his name legally changed. However, in a world of tit for tat where you unavoidably reap what you sow, it's hard to say that his punishment is undeserving. And in this video, you'll see how bad things can truly become if you plant weeds in your garden as opposed to flowers. To what extent should a person's life be ruined for the mistakes made in their own past? At what point, if ever, should EDP445 be forgiven for his own foolish decisions? Does EDP445's work completed prior to his cancellation hold any residual value, or was it rendered completely and utterly useless from the second he showed up to that cursed Bakersfield motel? We asked this last question because prior to the 18th of April 2021, things were actually going reasonably well for EDP445. If you look at his social blade graph, you'll see that he gained 520,000 subscribers over the course of 2 months in April and
In 2 months, I better get that. I ain't playing with y'all niggas. Yeah.
May of 2020. People loved him because he was one of the last few YouTubers who had absolutely no filter. He was unconcerned about ad revenue and therefore swore like a trooper while tackling some of the most crass yet hilarious topics. EDP445's unconventional mind was always spoken honestly, so he stood out as unique. It's not surprising either. In a world where everyone else online is always walking on eggshells, trying not to offend anyone, EDP445's brash attitude and unapologetic approach to life was somewhat refreshing for those who saw the world in a similar way. However, of course, such an approach wasn't without controversy. In 2017, as a
people like, I understand why they gravitate to content like that, but I'm so confused to why gravitate to that type of content in the numbers in which they do. Like, especially once you get to a certain age. Like, when I was young, I would watch South Park because he's like really edgy, and I thought I was being different and cool. But then as I got older, I'm like, that's like the things that they're saying, some of which is like very repetitive and childish. And so I watched a few of his videos back when he was, not canceled. After like the 5th video, it was like, all right, I get it. He just says crazy things. I just don't understand why there's that much of a demographic out there for people who just gravitate to like, oh, guess what he said? And it's like, but even what he said wasn't like all that like groundbreaking. It was just very childish.
And with such an unfiltered mind, may have also been hiding some dirty skeletons in the closet, and correct is what they would eventually be. On the 18th of April 2021, EDP445 was caught in 4K on his way to pick up a cupcake. The topic was covered by almost everyone in the commentary community.
I'm sure by now many of you have at least heard of the EDP445 situation.
Creators who supported him in the past, such as Some Ordinary Gamers, would upload a video titled EDP445 needs to be arrested immediately.
Why has EDP been dropping hard? Because EDP is an individual that actually got Chris Hansen.
And after it was revealed that a similar situation had occurred as many as 8 times prior, many considered EDP unforgivable.
And bro, he's been doing it for a minute. He just sweeps it under the rug by saying they lied. You didn't know? You didn't watch the video? That's what
I
they said in
thought
the
it was
video.
like 1 or 2 times.
No,
Before.
in the actual video where they exposed him, they were getting him to admit to times he's done it previously, and then after the fact, people realized there were even more times. So this is it's not like a once. No, it's not a one.
Oh yeah, you need to get the fuck. He needs. What the
I
fuck?
might
Well,
use
he
this
did get the
two
fuck out of
parts.
here.
He did.
You'll see like the levels twitch, but it's crazy.
Life would subsequently descend into a state of chaos, what you might call the beginning of the end.
Oh, the beginning of the end.
In the 7 days following the expose, EDP445 would lose 200,000 subscribers, almost 10% of his entire count. However, how many followers he lost initially didn't actually matter, because 7 days later, his remaining 2 million subscribers would disappear entirely after YouTube decided to ban his account altogether. At the time of his banning, EDP was exactly 30 years old, and had been creating content since 2010 when he was 19 years old. So the 179 million views deleted in the process meant that his entire portfolio of work completed in his 20s, 10 plus years worth of labor, was wiped out quite literally overnight. One mistake was all it took for YouTube to decide that EDP445 no longer deserved either his celebrity status or any kind of record relating to any of his work completed in the past. Another method that EDP had for earning an online income was Cameo. You could order a personalized video and get EDP to say anything you instructed him to for the low price of $44. However, following the infamous Cupcake event, Cameo would be contacted by numerous individuals who would receive responses along the lines of, "Hey there, thank you for reaching out. Our team is aware of the allegations and are actively investigating this. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. Kindly later." Less than a week later, EDP445's Cameo account was deleted, and
So his main revenue source, YouTube, is done. His Cameo is the second revenue source, is done. So what does he do now?
That's crazy.
He
They're
has no
going out of their
revenue,
way
man.
though. They're like, hey, yo, Kenny, you know this nigga.
Like, you can't let him.
You know what he doing, right?
Yeah. And you know what?
Jeez,
If all people to be canceled, I can't think of it happening to a better person.
8 times is crazy. I didn't know it was that many times. Here's the thing that bothered me about EDP when it was happening. It pissed me off. Where he was like, because I remember the video, I vividly remember the video where he was acting as if like he was being attacked and he was going to overcome this. Like, we're just going on another platform and we're going to go stronger and harder. And I was like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? You're a Geppetto, bro. And that was the other reason why
I think he was relying on like people to not know what happened, which is crazy because if you knew him, you knew what happened.
No, I don't.
Bro.
I think he was relying on, because he was the thing that about his audience, and unfortunately, there's a group of people like this where they just think that people are out for me. Like they don't want to see me succeed. That's how he played it up.
Yeah.
They don't want to see me succeed. They out for me. They're trying to get rid of me. We're gonna go harder, stronger. And I think not only on Facebook, but I think he created a whole nother website.
He did.
And like that's what I'm saying. Like he's trying to like build himself up to like
he's
this
a
victim. Yeah.
he's
Like
not.
he's the victim, and people like that are the worst. They're
No
the
cap.
most disgusting people, especially when they did something as crazy as this guy.
Bro, being the actual predator and claiming to be the victim is crazy.
He's crazy.
And that it always happens. So the second people begin to get some kind of backlash, they like, oh, I have to defend myself somehow. What am I gonna do? Well, and I know he reached out to a PR team, but there's no PR team that's gonna save you from this disaster, idiot. You admitted to it on camera. You dummy. Don't get on video and pretend like this shit didn't happen and people are out to get you, and let's be resilient. There's a time to be resilient.
Resilient
Yeah,
after these type of
But there ain't
things
nothing you
is
can do
crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro.
And it keeps all my investments on
Ill
track.
ads, ill
That
ads.
stock you and your internet friends told me to buy just fell 20%.
However, after an apparent falling out with his website developer, as mentioned in a Reddit comment, the launch seemed to fail.
Update, the website is now returning an error 500. So it looks like he's been having a little bit of trouble launching the site. Hasn't been working so well for him.
And to this day, the page remains as an unlaunched, inactive website. In spite of how much of a scumbag EDP445 truly was, you have to give him credit for sheer determination, because he then began to upload videos on another third-party website called 3Speak TV, where his account would be met with the same fate. It was banned.
He wrote, "For some reason my channel was deleted. I don't have a clue what's going on. I didn't violate any..."
I'm saying,
This is crazy. Yeah, y'all niggas is crazy. How are y'all getting these emails, dog?
Nah, bro, we need the guys who've been on this case to literally, y'all need to become real life detectives.
Dead ass, bro.
How y'all becoming? Yo, bro, it gets worse. It gets worse. It gets way worse, actually.
Guideline, can you please tell me what's going on? EDP.
After this ban, it seemed as though
What's going on is you're Geppetto. And it's bad for their brand for you to be on their website. That's what's wrong.
And everybody knows it. That's the problem, bro.
He's at least confused. Like, I can't tell what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was just innocently uploading my videos on 3Speak. You're Geppetto, bro.
They should just had that saying like, bro.
We know what you did.
Come on, dog. Look, matter of fact, let me call you right now. You look me in my face right now. Tell me you don't know what you did, bro. Come on. You know what you did.
EDP445 was slowly getting the message from each and every website. His career on the internet was finished. However, the internet wasn't finished with ending his career.
Yo, Eagles got hell of a bad promo.
If you're the Eagles, you want that nigga's. You should be going out of your way to take down that nigga's video.
Yeah. Yo, the Eagles have got so many millions of dollars of bad goodwill. The goodwill is like something you put on your balance sheet, and it's like. It's the number you attach to like how good people feel about your brand.
Yeah.
The Eagles' goodwill is depleted. It's gone. It's done. You got to do something about this right here. Plus, I mean, I don't know how much you follow the NFL, but Eagles fans are literally known for being rude.
But
like awful fans.
But
I'm not saying y'all are if you are an Eagles fan, but that's what they're known for.
But maybe the Eagles aren't associated with him, but
no, they're definitely not. No.
I know, but EDP is definitely associated with the Eagles, and that makes it worse. This nigga, that caricature, that cartoon that he was doing up on his
Oh, did it have the Eagles logo?
Yeah, that was the Eagles. That was a retro Eagles.
I'm so surprised they didn't like cease and desist him.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, true.
Stop uploading.
You know what you
shit
did,
with
bro.
us. Yeah, stop.
You know what you did.
Matter of fact, you need to stop uploading shit with anything around it, nigga.
Ferrari's actually been doing that recently. Where like if you make a Ferrari look horrible and Ferrari sees it, they'll send you a cease and desist. Like, don't do that to our brand.
Yeah.
There was a guy who put a Nyan Cat wrap around his Ferrari, and Ferrari sent him a cease and desist. That's crazy.
Rich from Review Tech USA would state that he might be able to get a job working somewhere like Starbucks. However, it was only going to be so long before the trolls would come and inform them of his past.
But I don't even know if you could get a damn job at Starbucks and keep it, because you know the trolls are going to come after you and say, oh yeah, that guy you just hired, I wouldn't keep him employed. You'd probably lose a job at that coffee shop too real quick.
Rich would be correct in this statement. EDP445 moved from Bakersfield, California to Henderson, Nevada following the expose, where it seemed as though he managed to land a job as a Lyft driver in October 2021. However, this job would be fairly short-lived, as a video posted to TikTok by a user called Lennon Jimenez would expose...
Use that picture! Oh, this nigga's dumb, nigga. Why are you using that picture, bro?
Nah, imagine, yo, you trying to...
Come on, dog.
Yeah, can we head to the casinos in Vegas? He's like, all right. And he turned around as the fucking Geppetto himself.
Oh my God, you can't use that photo. First of all, that's a creepy ass photo.
Also, why move to Henderson?
I just thought I was saying the same thing.
Like,
why'd you move one state over, nigga? You need to be going to like Middle America.
Yeah, go to Omaha.
Yeah, you need to go to Middle America. You don't need to go one state over in another highly populated city. That's
and you know what the messed up part is? He's not getting no visas anywhere else because of this country. So he's stuck in this country, one.
Yeah.
Because he's stuck in this country and his demos in this country, he's like trapped. No matter where he goes, he's trapped. He can't do nothing.
Yeah.
Getting fired from Lyft is crazy.
That's what happened?
He got fired. He's done.
Bro, why would he choose this? Look at that picture,
bro.
Hey, that's such a crazy picture though, nigga.
No, that's a wild
That's
picture.
like a very, I mean, at that point, he must have put a fucking Eagles jersey on. I already know who you are, nigga.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it in the back of the banner.
Crazy.
From wanting cupcakes to driving for Lyft.
And his position as a driver would subsequently be removed by the company. The situation would promote Reddit discussion, with one post stating, EDP as a Lyft driver, how the mighty have fallen, which received comments such as, can you take me to the grocery store? I'ma go buy some cupcakes, and I hope he doesn't get on any food delivery apps. MF would eat my fries and I'd have missing slices of pizza. However, somewhat hilariously, it was revealed shortly thereafter that EDP had in fact been driving for both Uber Eats and Grubhub, which would also both fire him after finding out about the drama.
He was driving Lyft, he was driving for Grubhub and Uber Eats, and all three of those companies fired him.
According to a very basic unconfirmed source, EDP also apparently applied at Chuck E. Cheese, but for obvious reasons didn't seem to get the position. EDP445 no longer had the ability to make money online or in real life, as this revealed, unless he were to find some extremely low-skill niche job where they wouldn't check his name online and where he wouldn't have to interact with any customers who might expose him to whichever company he might be working for. With so many obstacles in the way of finding even the most basic of jobs, it's hardly surprising to find out that EDP has been attempting to change his name legally. The application shown on screen states that Bryant Moreland applied for a name change with the Nevada County Court on the 21st of October 2021. The strange part about this is that when you try and search the court register from the Reddit post by typing in his name, Bryant Moreland, it now states that there are no results found, possibly indicating that EDP445's name change has been successful and he's no longer known as Bryant Moreland.
As you can see, I did type in his name, Moreland Bryant, submit, no results found.
However, the problem with this, as outlined by the EDP445 subreddit, is that he's not exactly hard to spot. This idiot thinks this will fix anything, LeMayo. He'll be spotted everywhere no matter his name. He should flee to Cuba or something like this. Changing his name isn't a good idea since it's gonna get leaked anyways. What good does changing a name do when you're as easily recognizable as him, lol? He needs to lose hundreds of pounds and get a hair transplant. Perhaps the goal is to have his name hidden for long enough in order to get a job, as other sources state that he's been unsurprisingly struggling with money.
He's broke. Like, YouTube made him money, but after having that, he got broke real quick.
A user by the name of Master at Work, who was one of the people trying to expose EDP all the way back in 2020, stated in October that EDP had less than $3,300 cash left in his account, plus 2 cars.
Bro? How do you know what this nigga? What the fuck is going on, nigga?
It might have been like a friend of his or something. Or I think he said it in a video or something like that.
Why would he say how much he had left?
You can tell he was broke, though. If he had money to sit back on, you're not driving Lyft. You're just gonna try and wait things out.
Yeah, I knew that he was gonna get broke quick because the type of videos he made. They weren't long videos, so now he can put double ads, and they probably all can demonetize. He was not making that much money off of YouTube.
In the same live stream during which Master at Work would discuss EDP's financial situation, it also mentioned that EDP had been evicted from his apartment complex as the property owner received numerous complaints about having him as a tenant.
Call up Spur Apartments and verify it for yourself. EDP will no longer be living at Spur Apartments. The reason why he got evicted is because of constant harassment the property owner has been getting.
Since then, EDP has been living out of a suitcase at various hotels. However, even then, his detractors have been going around trying to get him kicked out.
No, they haven't! Nigga, y'all niggas is crazy, bro. Y'all niggas is crazy. Nigga, going door to door to hotels? Nigga, you got a flyer? Oh my god! This nigga has a flyer with a QR code on that bitch?
He's a danger to everyone in here.
Oh my god!
Nah, they.
I'm telling you, he's living the worst life, bro. He is living the worst life.
Y'all niggas are committed to getting that nigga out of here, dog. Oh my god. I applaud EDP for not doing self-deletion yet, because I
was thinking the same thing.
For a few people, it would have been done already.
A while ago.
Yeah, a while ago.
Once you get fired from Lyft, it's done, bro. You're done.
Bro.
But, like...
Yeah, y'all bro. But if I got one of this of, like, I can't even go to motels, bro. Y'all niggas is bouncing around from one motel to the motel, bro.
Like, they won't be happy until he actually self-deletes. Because homeless isn't even enough. They're going to show up to, like, his tents.
That's crazy, bro. They trying to get that nigga out of here.
No, this is, like, no exaggeration, by definition. Like, this is what a cancel looks like.
Yes.
You can't do shit.
To the off degree, bro.
Like, you can't do shit.
All right, we gonna have this real conversation.
Wait, hold on. Let me get to...
It gets worse?
Today is October 25th. It is 11:30 at night, and EDP has been arrested today. And he was actually arrested today. But I don't know what he was arrested for.
This claim clearly lacks credibility. People in the comments requested evidence, to which there seems to be none. However, a former friend of EDP445 by the name of Felipe claims to have some stronger evidence pertaining to the potential arrest of EDP445. Less than a month ago, on the 3rd of December 2021, he'd uploaded a video titled, "Is EDP445 in Jail?" In this video, Felipe explained that while out having dinner, he'd get a call from a private number stating that it was EDP445 who was being held at the Henderson, Nevada Detention Center. The issue is the only evidence that he's able to provide is 4 no-caller ID calls on his iPhone, which isn't exactly rock-solid evidence to say the least, and Felipe's character is suspect at best. He only gets views when he talks about EDP445, and without EDP on the internet to defend himself, anyone can say anything. Additionally, if EDP did successfully change his name in October or November as mentioned previously, this would prove the story to be fake, as the guy states that it was Bryant Moreland on the other end of the phone. One comment stated, online, looked up every inmate record in Clark County, which is where Henderson is, Kern County, which is where Bakersfield is, and Manatee County, which is where Bradenton, Florida is, which said that he was connected to online. No Bryant Moreland is in any of those prisons. In the end, it doesn't really matter whether or not he's in actual...
Are you a podcaster? You should check out Riverside FM. It's your new online recording studio.
Nah, yo, he's in prison. That is his worst fate. What they do to him, there will be no limits, bro.
He don't need to go to prison. He can go to jail though. But prison,
no, he will eventually go to prison.
That might actually be worse than what he's having right now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say right now, look, man, I don't have sympathy for
Geppettos?
Yeah, I know. I have sympathy for Geppettos, but other Geppettos can live normal lives. Let me not say normal, but they can go back in the real world and like live in a house, for example. They just have to inform the people around them that they're Geppetto, but they can, technically speaking, go live in a house. Like, the biggest reason why it's hard for this nigga to, like, live a life is because everybody knows who he is, and they're making it their mission to make his life as miserable as possible. But other Geppettos who have been convicted and everything, went to jail, came out, they're going to live life. Like, they can have a job, they just have to inform them, like, this is what I was in jail for. They can have a house. But they just have to inform their neighbors, and they have to inform the landlord or whoever they're buying a house from that this is who I am. They have to just inform them.
When you buy a house, you have to do that?
Yeah. I say that because it's like even let's just say it is true. Like let's just say he did it to 8 underage girls.
I think a lot of them he just talked to them. He didn't link with them.
Well, let's just say
which is still illegal.
Yeah, it's illegal.
I think he got some explicit photos from some of them too.
Yeah. So let's just say hypothetically speaking, all of that is true. If that happens to another person, that person can still go on and live.
So that's what I was thinking about. I wasn't thinking about other Geppettos because, like, there's most people I had sympathy for. Like, dang, made a mistake. Let's see if they can learn from it, move on, and grow to become a better person. Geppetto's not so much, especially one that was like so resilient. Like he knew the consequences, went out and still did it anyway,
and then try to have a comeback when they.
And it's clear that like the only thing worse than being a Geppetto is being a popular Geppetto. You're done. Like you don't have life after that. It's over. But then I thought like, what about murderers? I wonder how, and because I don't know anyone who's murdered anybody and followed their life. I don't know how they're treated once they get out of prison. I imagine it's way harder to find jobs and things of that nature.
But I think in certain circumstances, you can lie your way into like trying to justify why you might have taken somebody's life.
And if you didn't murder somebody notable, then you might be able to just change your name and then like move to Omaha.
And also, some people might view it as like, ooh, wow, ooh, that's
murder.
That's dangerous. Ooh. But no one can even try to justify being a Geppetto.
Oh yeah, you can argue like self-defense. Like,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like self-defense is like easily, and that's how I would try to spin it. There's no justification behind it, which is why I genuinely believe being a Geppetto is the worst labeling that you can receive.
So I don't know, why I watched this video while playing Valorant yesterday. It just made me think like it confirmed that I knew that being a Geppetto is the worst fate a man could have.
For sure.
And then it also confirmed that like you have to have something really fucked up in your head to know that and still do it. Like it has your brain is fucked. And you need help, bro. And you need to get help. And the sad reality is he didn't consider getting help until he got caught. And it's like, then we know why you're doing it. You had no intention on trying to fucking fix your brain. Like, how does it rot to that point, bro? How do you let yourself devolve to that point? It's so odd.
But a question I'm going to ask is, like, should he ever receive a second chance? That's
a very good question. I think that all people should receive a second chance. But it depends on the second chance you're going to receive. You're not getting a clean slate. The people you harm, let's say you murked like 5 people, like their families don't have to forgive you. Like it's not their obligation to do any of that. But I think that the whole purpose of going to prison is to reform. Not so much in this country, but the idea of prison, not in this country, but the idea is to reform and then go back into the public, assuming you don't get like, 200 years in prison. And I think the only instances where that shouldn't be the case is when when reformation is like not in the picture. You feel me? Like if someone deeply believes like it's their purpose to kill as many people as possible, just don't let them know. Like there's nothing that's gonna happen there that's gonna lead to growth. And if there is, then how do you judge that? What if he's just lying? Like there's no real way to know. It's a challenging question to answer. I would argue for most crimes, for almost every crime, yes. But for a Geppetto specifically,
it's hard, man. Especially a Geppetto who, but I mean, let's be clear.
Who's done it multiple times.
And then once he got caught, instead of like seeking help, he tried to double down on this idea that he was a victim and how he's going to bounce back.
That's
it's
a very good point.
It's very, very hard for me to feel sorry and try to give him a second chance. However, there are other Geppettos who are out in the world right now. Like I can't act like those people don't exist in 100%. The world right now.
You have to think, even historically, when you waged war on another country or region or empire, there were rules you followed. There was rules of war, and some of the rules of war was not to include kids. Like bombing a kid's hospital is nuts. That would break every rule of war. That's just facts. So it's like the reason why it's so egregious is because the kids are not, they don't know how to defend themselves. They don't know better. So to get one over on them in any way, whether it's their health or it doesn't matter which way you get over on them, is fucked up because you're a grown adult. Have some decency. And so when you think about it like that, it's like even the worst, most heinous dictators in the world
he's just gonna talk. No, you just look at the text. And Twitter. What happened? The original.
No, I'm going to say we were Sophie the whole time, okay? So if you want this to go well, I recommend you have a talk with us, okay? Okay, cool. Well, let's have a talk. Let's go have a talk. How about on that bench right there? Okay. Okay. Here, on this. I don't fist bump people like you, man. Okay, so before we get into any of the messages right here, I have 84 messages. Okay. So we have you talking to Sophie, correct? Yes or no? Right. Okay. Sophie is how old? Before, and again, I have it right here. I know the answer, but I just need you to tell me the answer. How old is she? 13. 13, okay. And before we get into the messages, there was sexual content involved, yes or no? Right. And you said... Correct. Okay, all right. So, again, so what brings you out here today?
Well, I was coming out here to...
Glasses off.
Okay. Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake and then go back home. There was, nothing that was...
he's weird. I'm just gonna end it right here, y'all. It's been your boy, MK, so it's a gang, and I'm out. Peace.